Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss about the problem related in to internal combustion engine. And in your previous lecture, we have already discussed about the heat balance sheet, and we have discussed about the basic performing parameters about the IC engine. So today we are going to take about the problems related with IC engines. So we'll discuss this problem in today's lecture. So here you can see that what is the problem. In problem is given as in laboratory experiment. In a laboratory experiment, the following observation were noted, and in test. So in this problem, they have given the area of indicator diagram, diameter of the piston, length of the indicator diagram, length of stroke, spring number, and engine speed. And from this given data, you have to find out the indicated mean effective pressure and indicated power. So we have already discussed when we have calculated the indicated power by using indicated diagram. So in indicator diagram, we have used the spring constant, area of the indicator diagram, and length of the indicator diagram. And for calculating the mean effective pressure, we have used the formula for mean effective pressure, that is equal to Pm is equal to Ai divided by Li into Sp. So what is this? So mean effective pressure we can calculate by using area of indicator diagram and length of indicator diagram and the spring constant which we are using in the indicator. So here in this problem we have already given the area of indicator diagram and length of indicator diagram as well as the spring number is given. So by using that area of indicator diagram, length of indicator diagram, we can calculate the mean effective pressure, indicated mean effective pressure. So here in this problem, so area of indicator diagram is given, and that is equal to 425 mm square, and the length of indicator diagram is given is as a 63 mm, and again spring number is given, that is equal to 1.2 bar per mm. So from this data we have calculated the indicated mean effective pressure. So we have put all these value in the formula, that is equal to area of indicator diagram divided by length of indicator diagram into spring constant. So we got the mean effective pressure, indicated mean effective pressure is equal to 8.09 bar. We got it over here. So here this is the indicated mean effective pressure we have calculated by using the given data, and when we have to calculate the indicated power, that formula is equal to Pm LA N into K divided by 60,000. So it is in kilowatt. It is in kilowatt. So in this formula, the whenever we are taking Pm in SI system, means this mean effective pressure will be in Newton per meter square. But whenever if you are using the mean effective pressure in bar, at that time we are using this formula, because this formula will convert into this formula if you are using mean effective pressure in bar. So indicated power will be given by this formula if Pm is given in bar. Pm is given in bar, that is the mean effective pressure will be given in bar, then you have to use this formula. You have to use this formula. Indicated power is equal to 100 into K, K is the number of cylinder, into mean effective pressure, into stroke, into bore area, into number of explosion per cycle, and divided by 60. So from this formula we can easily calculate the indicated power. We can easily calculate the indicated power, as we know that we have assumed in this formula we have assumed number of cylinder is equal to 1, and we have calculated the area of the pistons as diameter of piston is given in the problem. So here diameter of piston is given, that is equal to 100, and with the help of this diameter of pistons we have calculated the piston area of the piston, and that is equal to pi by 4 into d square. So that diameter of piston is 100 mm, so that we have converted into SI system, that is the meter. This 100 mm is equal to 0.1 meter, and from this dimensions we have calculated the area of the pistons, and we have got the area of the piston is equal to 7.853 into 10 raised to power minus 3 meter cube. And in this problem again the number of working stroke is given. So number of working stroke is nothing but the n by 2 for 4-stroke engine. So here the engine time is given. So this is the in problem the test is carried out on the 4-stroke diesel engine. So if the engine is operating as 4-stroke engine, then the number of working stroke will be n is equal to n by 2. So with this formula we have calculated the number of working stroke, and we got n is given in this problem, that is the engine speed is equal to 455 revolution per minute. So with this data we have got the number of working stroke is equal to 455 divided by 2, and we got the 227.5 revolution per minute for number of working stroke. So after this we have put at the piston area, then again already we have calculated the mean effective pressure, we know the stroke length, we know the piston area, we know the number of working stroke. So after putting all the value we can easily calculate the indicated power. So student, in this problem, and this problem is related on the indicator diagram, and whenever we have to calculate the mean effective pressure, and we have the data related to indicator diagram, so we can easily calculate the mean effective pressure. After calculating the mean effective pressure, you can calculate the indicated power for that engine. So you have to memorize the formula of mean effective pressure if the data of indicator diagram is given, and that formula is nothing but the area of indicator diagram divided by length of indicator diagram into spring constant or spring number. So with the help of this information about the indicator diagram, we can easily calculate the mean effective pressure, and after that we can calculate the indicated power. And you have to differentiate the formula for indicated power when the pressure, mean effective pressure is given in bar. At that time you have to use this formula for calculating the indicated power, because in this formula the mean effective pressure is given in bar, so whenever the mean effective pressure is given in the bar, at that time you have to use this formula, that is equal to 100 into K into PM into L into A into N divided by 60, and this you will get in kilowatt. So indicated power you will get in, that will be in kilowatt, so you will get in kilowatt, and you are getting the answer over here. So this is important problem, because here what you are doing, you are using the information of indicator diagram, and with the help of that information you are calculating the indicated mean effective pressure, and after that you are calculating the indicated power of the engine. So now this is the second problem we are going to take. So here you have to analyze the problem. So for that you have to read it. A 4-stroke petrol engine developed 5 kilowatt at 20,000 revolution per minute when its mean effective pressure is 7.5 bar. Full stop. If L is equal to 1.25 D for the engine, find its dimensions. So you have to find the dimensions of the engines, means you have to find out piston dia and stroke length. You have to find out the stroke length. So here now, if you are analyzing the problem, so we have already given the mean effective pressure in this problem, and that mean effective pressure is given in bar, that is given in the bar. Then again, we have already given the engine is developing 5 kilowatt. What engine is developing 5 kilowatt? So here indicated power also given, because 5 kilowatt is the indicated power produced by the engine, developed by the engine, and revolution speed of the engine also is given, that is equal to 2000 rpm. Now you have to find out the dimensions, means you have to find out the stroke length and piston dia. So in this problem, stroke length is given in terms of piston dia. So for calculating the stroke length and piston dia, initially you have to find out the piston dia. You have to find out the piston diameter, and after calculating the piston diameter, what you have to do? You have to calculate the stroke length. So in this problem already they have given the indicated power, so we can use the formula of indicated power so that we can calculate the piston diameter of the piston. So as the mean effective pressure is given in the bar, so we have used the same formula when pressure is given in the bar, and that is equal to 100 into K into PM into L into A into N divided by 60. So among this formula, we most of the things is given. So number of working stroke is given, because as the speed of the engine is given, so we can calculate the number of working stroke, and that is nothing but the n by 2, and that we have calculated, and that we got, that is equal to 1000. Length is given, length of stroke is given in terms of piston dia. Area we can calculate in terms of piston dia. Then K is given, as the K is 4 strokes, number of cylinder is not given in this problem, so we are assuming it is equal to 1. So once we are putting this data, we can get the we can calculate the diameter of the pistons, because here 100 into K is, we have assumed, is equal to 1, and mean effective pressure is given, that is equal to 7.5 bar into stroke length is given, that is equal to 1.25 d. Then piston area of the piston, that we can calculate in terms of piston dia, that is equal to pi by 4 d square, and number of working stroke we have calculated, that is equal to 1000. So from this equation we can calculate the diameter of the pistons. So from this, if you are simplifying the equation, so we can get G cube is equal to 4.0743 into 10 raised to power minus 5, and if you are solving this, so we can get the diameter of the piston is equal to 0.07413, and once you have calculated the diameter, you can easily find out the stroke length, as stroke length is equal to 1.5 d. So now here in this problem, what we had given, so in this problem they have given, the given data was indicated power, mean effective pressure, and length, stroke length is given in terms of diameter, and you are asked to find out the dimensions of the engine. So once you have to find out the dimensions of the engine, it is related to stroke length and the piston diameter or diameter of the cylinder. So here what we did, as we have given the indicated power, so we have used the formula of indicated power, and we have put all the given data into that formula, and after that we got the equation in terms of piston diameter, and then we have simplified the equation for the piston diameter, and then we have finded out the piston dia. Once we have finded out the piston dia, we have calculated the stroke length. So we'll see the next problem over here again. Now this is another problem. So this is the another problem, and in this problem you can see in a test on a single cylinder. So number of cylinder is 1 is given. On single cylinder oil engine working on the 4-stroke cycle, the following readings were taken. So indicated mean effective pressure. So indicated mean effective pressure is given, and that given in kilopascal. So normally we are using the formula of indicated power in terms of bar. So what we will do, we will convert this mean effective pressure that is given in kilopascal. So we have converted into pascal first. So 755 into 10 raised to power 3, we got the pascal. Now we have converted this pascal into bar. We are converting this pascal into bar. So we have to divide it with 10 raised to power minus 5. So 10 raised to power 5. So from here, so what we are doing, 1 into 10 raised to power 5 Newton per meter square is nothing but the bar. So for converting this pascal to bar, we have divided by 10 raised to power 5. So after simplifying this, we got the 755 bar. So we have converted 755 kilopascal into 7.55 bar, as we are using the formula of indicated power for when the mean effective pressure is in bar. So that as we have to use this formula, that is in 100 into K into PM into L into A into N divided by 60. So for that we are converting the mean effective pressure into bar, so that we can easily use this formula. So here 755 kilopascal we have converted into 7.55 bar. Then again, what is given in this piston dia is given, stroke length is given, engine speed is given, brake field diameter is given. So this is brake field diameter is important to calculate the brake power. Net load on brake wheel is given. So net load is nothing but the W minus S. It is main load minus spring load. So it is given. Now we have to calculate the indicated power. So we have to calculate the indicated power, brake power and mechanical efficiency. So once we are calculating indicated power and brake power, so by the use of indicated power and brake power, we can calculate the mechanical efficiency of the engine. So we will check with the help of formula for indicated power what are the things are given in the problem. So this is the formula for indicated power. So here K is given. K is nothing but the number of cylinder. Mean effective pressure is given. Stroke length, L is the stroke length, that is also given, that is equal to piston stroke is 15 centimeters. So we have converted 15 centimeter into meter. So we got a 0.15 meter. Area we have to calculate. Area is given as the piston dia is given. Piston dia is equal to 10 centimeter, that we have converted into 0.1 meter, and for piston dia, with the help of piston dia, we have calculated the area of piston or area of cylinder. So A is equal to pi by 4 d square, and d is given, that is equal to 0.1, and with the help of this pi by 4 into 0.1 square, we got the area of the piston, that is equal to 7.853 into 10 raised to power minus 3 meter cube. Now we are going to put it into the formula. So indicated power is equal to 100 into K, that is equal to 1. Then mean effective pressure, that is equal to 7.55 bar into L, it is given 0.15, and piston area that we have just calculated, that is 7.853 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into number of working stroke, that is equal to n by 2, as it is the as this is the 4-stroke engine. So n is equal to n by 2, and speed of the engine is given, that is equal to 480. It is given in second. So it is given in 8 revolution per second. So we have converted this 8 revolution per second into revolution per minute. So for converting 8 revolution per second, we have multiplied with 60. So we got a revolution per minute. Why we are calculating this n in revolution per minute? As whatever the formula we are using, so this formula, in this formula, so in this formula for indicated power, so this Pm is in bar, and this n, small n, number of working strokes, that is in revolution per minute. So whenever you are using this formula, so you have to take care that this mean effective pressure should be in bar, and this n, small n, that is equal to number of working stroke, that should be in revolution per minute. Then only you will get the correct answer. So we have converted this small n into RPM, and we have put it into the formula. So once we are putting all the values in the formula, so we can calculate the indicated power, and that we got is equal to 3.56 kilowatt. That we got is equal to 3.56 kilowatt. So likewise we have calculated the indicated power, and for calculating brake power, here they have given the information about the rope brake dynameter. They have given the information about the readings they have got from the rope brake dynameter. So these are the readings they have got from the rope brake dynameter. So diameter of brake drum is given, that is equal to 62.5 centimeter. So we have converted into meter, that is 0.625 meter, and again we have given the 170 net load. So net load is nothing but the W minus S, and that is equal to 170 Newton. And with the help of this information about the brake drum, we are calculating the brake power. So this is the formula for calculating the brake power for rope brake dynameter. So net load into pi into diameter of brake drum into revolution per speed of the engine divided by 60 in this formula, and again it is in revolution per minute. So W minus S is 170, pi is 3.14, and diameter of brake drum is 0.625, and the speed of the engine is given, that is equal to 480 revolution per minute. So 170 into pi into 0.625 into 480 divided by 60, we got the 2.67 kilowatt. So now we have already calculated indicated power and brake power. So indicated power is 3.56 kilowatt and brake power is equal to 2.67 kilowatt. and with the help of brake power and indicated power we can calculate the efficiency, mechanical efficiency, as the mechanical efficiency is the ratio of brake power and indicated power. So we can write down the formula for mechanical efficiency, that is equal to brake power divided by indicated power, and brake power is equal to 2.67 divided by 3.56, that is the indicated power. We got the mechanical efficiency, and that is coming is equal to 75%, that we got the 75%. So in this formula we have, what we did, we have calculated the, so we have to calculate the mechanical efficiency. So for calculating the mechanical efficiency, what we did, we have finded out the indicated power first, and then we have finded out the brake power, and with the help of brake power and indicated power we have calculated the mechanical efficiency. We have calculated the mechanical efficiency. So we can stop over here, and we can see the other problem in next lecture. Thank you.